our spirit? What is it? Where does it go? Are we able to see them using our mind's eye? If so, just what can spirit teach us? Welcome to School Through Spirit. Host DeEtte Renee is a certified psychic medium and master teacher of psychic and mediumship development through LWISSD. DeEtte was born knowing spirit and now is here to help you better understand the spirit world. And now your host, DeEtte Renee.
Good Monday morning, everybody. This is DeEtte here on School Through Spirit with the Edge Network, coming here to help enlighten lives through words from Spirit. Just to make Monday morning a little bit more desirable and hopefully helping you throughout the week. As always, guys, I do start with a little bit of Neil Donald Walsh because we know we got to love some Neil. He was a revolutionary change in the world of, I'm not going to say religion, but in the world of spirit, in the world of faith and belief, really uplifting people that had no belief, had no faith. So I love to use him as inspiration. We read a little passage and then go on there. We take this and we just blow it up is what we do. Our 5-card stud this week is by Calista. The author is Calista, the Feminine Archangels Oracle. Oh my gosh, this is going to be an amazing deck. This is going to be an amazing deck. I'm going to love this. And it is it's Findhorn Press. Findhorn Press. The F I always struggle with each time, going, oh my gosh, what is that? What is that? Am I back? I'm back. So it's a beautiful picture, guys. Not a lot to read, but still a beautiful picture. I know I need to tag one lady in here that will struggle finding the show. For whatever reason, it's become harder each week to find the show, although we truly broadcast this everywhere. It just seems to be a little bit harder. So I tag a beautiful friend in it every week so that she can find it also. There we go, guys. So let's get this started again. Very short passage to read, but let's see where we're going to go with this. Okay, it says, change is what it is, that which is. Change is that which is. Creative beings, I gotta slow down my words today. Creative beings can know how you are going to feel about a thing at any time in the future, because creative beings create their feelings rather than experiencing them. That which is you change, you are. That which is change, you are. You are this, you are change. And since change is the only thing constant about you, you cannot truthfully promise to always be the same. Well, isn't that interesting? Isn't that interesting? And I think it's pretty cool when we look at it this way, because that is one thing, guys, that life would be extremely boring if we never had change. I will tell you, if we did not have it. Even for people that I always say factory mentality. And I do not mean that as a negative, guys. I don't want anybody thinking, oh my gosh, Jessica, it's factories. No. I'm not. Why? Because America really was built on the backbones of people that go to work at factories, and they are hardworking individuals. They are hardworking people. I've tried it myself. Cannot do it. I've tried it a few times. I don't do well with that. I like a constant, all the time change. But a lot of times when you work in a factory or a factory type situation, and what I mean by that is you kind of get up and do the same job every day. You know, you wake up, it was kind of like a man I knew once in my life. He was up at 3 o'clock every single morning, every morning, 3 a.m., like clockwork. 3 a.m. was his time of day. And he would wake up, he would drink a couple of cups of coffee at his house. He would go get ready for work. He would be to work by like 4 a.m. He didn't have to start work until 6, but he'd be there at like 4 a.m. to meet up with everybody else that he worked with and on the line, because again, he was a very proud factory worker. And they would sit there and drink coffee and shoot the shit, talk, gossip, whatever they did, until it was time to get on the line and start working. They would go about their day. They had the same time of breaks every day, the same length of breaks. They met with the same people. They had the same conversations. They all left the plant at the same time, and they all respectively went home. Now, every night, like clockwork, because although he was married 4 times in his lifetime, a lot of that time he was not married because his marriages were very short. He would head to the tavern. Why? Because that's where he found community. So he would he would drive to the tavern every night. He would have his dinner at the tavern, or he would just go and drink a few beers, come home, and then maybe he'd eat dinner at home. But, you never knew which way. That was about the only change he ever had. He went to bed and he'd wake up and he'd do the same thing the next day. And every weekend he went to see the same family members and the same route every single day. His life seemingly never changed. Seemingly. And I will tell you that seemingly, because quite honestly, although he had that routine for 30 plus years, he did have change in the aspect of how he viewed things, because it came with wisdom. He had some intelligence to sit back and look around him, to allow other ways of thought in, other ways of looking at things in. So even though his life did not change for the whole time that he worked at the factory, I mean, periodically he'd get married, periodically he'd get divorced, but even within the marriages, all 4 marriages were pretty much the same. In the end, what did change is his wisdom. And in the end, good morning, Keith. Good morning, Tim. In the end, what changed was his wisdom, the way he looked at things, the way he might have viewed things. So change is always going to happen no matter what happens. But how do we accept that change in our life? That's the question here. How do we accept change? For myself, I do love change. I am a beacon of change. That's what I love. My life is never consistently the same. Not any single day. I mean, yes, do I wake up at the same time? Approximately every morning. And yes, the first hour of my day is usually about the same. After that, who knows? It's a crapshoot of what's going to happen throughout my life. And it's because it's something I do like. I like change. Do I like to keep busy? Very much so. Do I love change? I very much love change. And what does that change occur for me? For me, and I do think it is for everybody, is that we are allowed to be who we want to be. We're allowed to express ourselves. We're allowed to look at things in a different way. We're allowed to grow. We're allowed to be creative. And the creativity is what we're looking at. So how are you creative in life? Everybody hears that word creative, and I hear this more than ever. I'm not creative. No, don't have a creative bone in my body. BS. We all have that creativity. Why? Because, oh my gosh, I love that for you, Keith. I love, they're ravens, Keith. They're ravens. Got lots of ravens. But thank you. A lot of times when we look at different levels of, of change and that creativity, we kind of look at people and we go, what is creativity? It really is anything you bring your mind to. So often creative, people that think they're not creative are looking at the fact that they can't craft, they can't paint, they can't build a box. And that's all fine and well. That's a whole genre of people on their own. But when we look at creativity from the human standpoint, or the humane standpoint, we're looking at your life. Okay. What do you want your life to be? What is that fantasy? What is that dream that you would like to have in your life? We create that picture in our mind. That's what we're doing. We're creating a picture in our mind, and then we're allowing ourselves to have that picture, whatever that might be. If, so many girls want to grow up to be ballerinas and boys want to grow up to be policemen or firemen. And I'm not being stereotypical, as just kind of what my thing growing up was, what I understood. What changed? What changed? Well, the idea of wanting to be something more than when they were born hasn't, because they honestly want to be something more. But how do they bring this into a reality? Okay, number one, it's from the time of birth. They're kind of shaped by what is around them. Do moms and dads get them into dance classes? Do they take them to karate class? Is it the cartoons they watch? Is it what mommy or daddy does for a living? A child is really kind of formulated by that and what they want to be when they grow up. So they put that picture into their minds. Now, can a little boy go off and fight fires? Probably not the smartest thing to do at about 5 years old. Got to work into that one. But can they start to put that desire in their mind? They definitely can. They're creating their future. They're creating the way they want to look at things. As they grow, as they continue to formulate and get wisdom, that idea of what they want might change. It might very much change, and it more than likely will, because we don't have an over-excess amount of firefighters. So what happens? They're exposed by different things. They're exposed by, different occupations out there. They're exposed by different TV shows, their friends, their schooling, just society in general. And they start to create the change again into something else that they may or may not want. Now, what ends up happening a lot of times, by the time they hit 18 or 19, they become very confused. And they no longer know what they want. They no longer know, because you know what? They've plumb filled their brains with everything, that the change really has, I want to say, almost stopped, because they don't know. They don't realize at this point they can create whatever their existence is going to be. Because parents and society, schools, all state, we have to go on to college. We have to go on to do this. We have to go on to do that. And it states that, oh my gosh, you have to pick something, and that's what you're going to be the rest of your life. And no aspect does it say that you can continuously change what you're going to be. It doesn't state that. It states quite the opposite. So how do we open up to that more change? We realize that you can have multiple careers in your lifetime. You cannot have a career in your lifetime. Nobody said you have to go to college. Nobody said that you can't go and see a trade. Nobody said you can't create your own world. I mean, come on, guys. We have got how many social influencers out there making a bootload of money based on not wanting to write or work with the formula of what somebody else has stated. They realized in their own mind they can have change. They can do what they want. And as we have a society grow to doing more of what they want, you're going to see more creativity, or you're going to see more change. And that's when we can stop and look at ourselves and go, okay, I have created my own reality. I've told my kids that from day one. You don't have to go to college. Would I prefer it? Probably. Why? Because I'm old school. But at the end of the day, I would rather have them find what they love to do and then have a career form around that. My son loves to garden. My son likes cooking. My son is all of that. Would I be super happy if he grew a garden, just a huge garden, and had a roadside stand? Yes, brilliantly happy, because that would be what he made. Would be his happiness. But it doesn't mean that he has to follow somebody else's guidelines. He doesn't. Nobody does. So when we're looking at change, let's look at another aspect of change. Change of yourself. I know, really, that's a hard one, isn't it? I just looked at change within growing up and occupations and all that. But when you look at yourself and you see change, what are you getting? For myself, I see a continual growth all the time. And this is where I start to struggle with my change. Okay. I see myself one way. Other people see me a different way. And that change begins. Not because I'm trying to become something that somebody else wants me to be, because according to them, I'm already that person. but allow myself to start to see and notice the change within myself so I can see that change also. So I can see myself as that person also. And allowing that to happen. Now, once I get those two things to come together, and I'm sure this is the same for you, because I do struggle with that change. When I do struggle with that, it's the hardest thing. I have got to bring what I want and what is reality together. That's what I have to do. Now, I know a lot of people go, but reality isn't really what it's all cracked up to be. Well, it's not. But for myself, I have to see those two things come together. And then I have to bring in the feeling. It's an extra element, a feeling. For me to have creation, I have to have what I want, what is my reality, and bring it together as a feeling. And then allow that to happen. That's how I have to do it. I cannot look and say, oh my gosh, I want to be the president of the world. If I don't have the feeling, it's not going to happen. Now, if I can imagine what that feeling is going to be, and then state it, and then put a reality that, oh, I do help to lead people. I do help to guide people, and then put a feeling with that. That becomes astronomically larger than what it was before. And that's where my change starts to happen. And I think that's really what it is for a lot of people. A lot of times we are told that we can create who we want to be. We can create who we are, but we're not told how. I know I did that with my own children growing up. I would tell them that. Didn't give them the instructions because I didn't know the instructions. I didn't know what it was. I was basically doing what my mom did with me growing up. And I'm sure her parents did with her. And then we made our own reality based on that. But at some point in my kids growing up, or as they got to be adults, like I tell my kids, I tell my son more often than I tell my daughter, you can do whatever you want to do. You can create your own reality. You can create the belief in yourself of who you are. And I do it every single day. I show people every single day that you can be who you want to be. I gave up a 21-year nursing career, something that was stable, something that was never going to go anywhere. And I gave it up to talk to dead people. Come on, guys. I made a career out of talking to people that died. Now, if I can do that, anybody can do this. Anybody can make this a reality for themselves. Find what you're passionate about. Look at that. See yourself in that genre and then go for it. Now, if I stuck around with, I just want to talk to dead people, I'm only going to have so much of a career. And I have to look at it. How do I want more change to be affected? How do I want to create a different reality? How do I want to continue to grow and become something different? You have to first put out there what I want. This is what I want. How am I going to make this happen? There's going to be a lot of creation in there. The creation is going to be in your mind first. It's always going to start here, and it's going to start here. And it's going to be allowing yourself to have it. We're going into witchy season, and I use this all the time. I use this, and it's from the movie Halloween Town. Debbie Reynolds says it in the movie when she's explaining what magic is. Wanting something and allowing yourself to have it. And that's the big portion there. We all want change. We all want that dollar. We all want something. We're not very good at allowing ourselves to have it. And because we're not very good at allowing ourselves to have it, what happens? But we put a roadblock up to that creation happening. And we have to stop the roadblocks. How do you get rid of the roadblocks? You literally let yourself have it. You go, why can't I have this? Find 100 reasons why you can't have it. I bet you cannot. If it is something that is morally, ethically happening, there's nothing you cannot have. I know for myself how my thoughts will create a reality. I do it every day. And it's because the reason I do it is because literally I will have random thoughts that hit my mind. And they go through. And then I see the reality happen. And my thoughts affect other people. And when I realized I had a thought and it affected people, I go, whoa, 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 hold on. Let's change that thought. And I changed that thought to a more positive one. And then I watched the positivity of that happen. And it's glorious to see that, to realize that one person can really influence a world. And each individual person can do the same thing because, again, we are creative beings. So many of us don't realize we don't want to take credit for the world around us. We don't want to take credit for our own lives. But when we start to take credit for our lives and we start taking credit for the world around us, we start to realize that we need to pay attention to our own thoughts. And we have to realize that we are creatures that create. Our thoughts become reality. That's what it is. Our thoughts become reality. Now that's Mike Dooley, another genius that literally is not seen enough in the eye of the public. But our thoughts do become reality. And when we get on that aspect and we start to realize that, wait a second, if I think it, it can happen. If I think it, it does happen. We start to realize that we are literally creatures of creation. And when that happens, you start to realize that you are the person that does the change. And that no matter what happens, you will forever have change within your life. Because even as I talked about the man in the beginning that did life every day, the same for 30 plus years, never changed. I mean, the man only missed 1/2 a day his whole career. 1/2 a day, 4 hours of work in 30 plus, almost 40 years. He would tell you he never changed. Everything was always the same. I can guarantee you in the end, if he was still around, we could sit down and talk about all the ways he changed, because it is inevitably going to happen. He may not have changed his work. He may not have changed the bar he went to, but who got employed there changed. People at the bar changed. The bartender changed. The cars he drove to the bar changed. His wife's changed. You know, as children came and children left, they changed. Change was happening all the time, all around him. Change is always going to happen, guys. How it happens is going to be up to you. So give yourself a little bit more strength. Give yourself a little bit more power. Give yourself a little bit more credit. Because number one, change is always going to happen. But you be the driving force behind your change. You be the reason your life is what it is. Take responsibility for that. In doing so, you'll start to take a responsibility for the world around you. It's quite beautiful, guys. So with that being said, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and when we come back, we'll do our 5-card stud. This is Jet here on School Through Spirit on the Edge Network. See you in a few.
Can you harm yourself using energy medicine? The answer is yes. Gail Lynn, the creator of the Harmonic Egg products for commercial and home use, has been involved in the field of energy medicine for the past 15 years. In her experience, Gail has witnessed cases where people have faced negative consequences due to the improper use of energy medicine. Some individuals did not allow the sessions to integrate properly or exposed their bodies to beneficial energies for extended periods, leading to harmful effects. This can cause the body to go into a defense, flight, or fight mode, creating confusion within the body despite the positive nature of the energy. There is also the potential risk of hiring a wounded healer who may unintentionally hurt their clients. For those reasons and more, she is committed to educating people about the safe and appropriate use of energy medicine. For those interested in learning more, Gail provides videos, articles, and other resources at harmonicegg.com. Contact her directly at info@harmonicegg.com to find out about safe and effective energy healing products and services.
Join us at The Edge magazine, where enlightenment meets opportunity. As an advertiser, you'll reach a vibrant community of seekers and explorers eager to elevate their consciousness. Our full-color glossy publication, distributed to over 600 locations in US and Canada and reaching more than 100,000 readers annually, offers prime exposure to your holistic and metaphysical business, service, event, and products. Showcase your offerings with engaging articles and multi-page directory of practitioners. Connect with a discerning audience ready to embrace your unique contributions to their journey towards higher consciousness. Seize the opportunity to align your brand with the forefront of holistic exploration here, there, and everywhere. Contact sales at edgemagazine.net for more information about advertising options. Let's connect and explore how we can elevate your brand together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to School Through Spirit. I am Tia here on the Edge Network. Let's talk about these cards, guys. Oh my gosh, my glasses are dirty. It is Calista. That's the lady who made these, or gentleman. The Feminine Archangel Oracle. I love this. A lot of information there on the back, some beautiful pictures. But as we all know, we've all gone into different metaphysical stores or libraries or Barnes and Noble, whatever bookstore you might go to, and see the back of these cards. They don't tell us a lot, do they? I mean, ooh, interesting. But quite frankly, not a lot of stuff. It's not really telling you a lot about the card, does it? You also find that I've gone on and Googled the cards online to see if I can get more information. And it always is the same stuff that's here. And that's why we do a card review for you, so that you can see more of these cards to see exactly if you don't like these cards. Excuse me. I'm going to review them for you to see, just to see if you want to show up and buy this deck or not. So this is Calista, is a rare and radiant angelic light. Her glorious cards will help you connect to your angels and find within yourself the loving courage to truly shine. Teresa Shung, of Sunday Times bestselling author, The Dream Dictionary from A to Z, and The Sensitive Soul wrote that. The cards, it says, for eons, angels have been depicted as masculine beings, but times are evolving. As the divine feminine rises on earth, the female archangels and twin flames to their male counterparts are coming into the awareness. While our celestial brothers help us fix things quickly, like cutting cords with Archangel Michael, and angelic sisters reflect our potential and worth and help us heal insecurities and fear at the root. Within this stunning 44-card deck that goes beyond divination into divine knowing, prepare to meet, merge, and become by embodying their virtues via inner journeys and attunements, and to enjoy greater life and spiritual balance. Meet, merge, and become the archangels by applying their virtues to your everyday experience via creative exercises and action steps. Discover what messages await you as the angels escort you through many breakthroughs on a return journey to bliss and balance. Open your wings and set to fly. What are you waiting for? I like this. I like this. And you know what? I love how she literally brings up, there's a big thing there that she brought up. Male versus female. Male versus female. I will tell you what, there's always going to be a balance. There's always going to be a balance between masculine and feminine. And let's take that off of male versus female, because I am not going to upset the populace of anybody out there. Masculine versus feminine. There's always going to be a balance. Whether that balance be within yourself, a masculine and feminine, or in everyday life, masculine, feminine, or as two different counterparts, two different sides of strategy, or as with twin flames, guys, twin flames, are a twin flame. Very, very few, if no one, ever gets to meet their twin flame. Why? Because it is a masculine and a feminine. One walks the earth while the other is in heaven, okay? Or in the afterlife, in a different dimension. Why? Because you need one here and one there as a support to make things happen. Somebody walks the earth, somebody walks in the astral realm. So always know that there's going to be a balance. There's always going to be an equal balance on either side. Okay. So, for all those that scream, so-and-so is my twin flame. Probably not. Why? Because trust me, I have interviewed literally the lady who is the authority on twin flames. And she goes, what do you think that is? And I said, this is what I think it is. Soulmates, that's different. Soulmates, we have a lot of soulmates. Everybody goes, that's my soulmate. Yeah, well, you got a lot of soulmates. A soulmate is simply somebody that you have had lifetimes with before, whether that be a lover or a best friend, a brother, a sister, whatever that means. That's a soulmate. A soulmate is somebody that you've mated with before in a different lifetime. Okay. And it's bringing into this lifetime. Therefore, in one lifetime, you can have several soulmates. Okay. You could be married to one of them and have 5 on the side, and it really is going to make a big difference. They're just very strong personal connections. Twin flames, on the other hand, as she had stated to me, and I already believed this to be, is you have one on the earth and one on the other side. So therefore, I know my soulmate, or I know my twin flame. He's an amazing person on the other side. And by the way, the inside of this one, white. So there you go. There's a little education, guys. There's a little education. Why you need that, I have no clue. Absolutely no clue as to why you may or may not needed that. So nice sturdy book, nice heavy. That's got some weight to it, guys. That's got some weight to it. Look at in here. It is numbered, which is kind of nice. Kind of looks like I was going to say alphabetical, but it's not alphabetical unless you're looking at Archaea. But no, it's not alphabetical. So we're going to have to kind of look at those numbers on the cards. So I'm hoping there's numbers on the cards. She's got some beautiful reviews on there, beautiful forward on there. Awesome. We have a table of contents. We always like that. Let's go. And we do have how to use the cards. So it's a nice instructional book, guys. It really is. It's got some layouts in there, which I always love. I love it when they give suggestions how to use their cards. But I also like the aspect that you can also go and take a deck and make it any way that you want it to be. So shuffling those, guys, how we play 5-card stud here is you're going to pick a card, any card. I know that's not how you play 5-card stud in the real world, and that's okay because this is my own creation. Well, it's not mine. I'm sure I took it from somebody else because it is what it is. I mean, there's only so many ways to do this. But what I want you to do is have something for the week. So pick a card, number that card. I'm going to read card 1 through card 5 by the numbers, the cards that I picked. Pick that card for yourself, okay? That is going to literally be something for you to follow throughout the week. Now, you can pick more than one card, so don't think you have to limit yourself. You can pick 2 cards, 4 cards, all the cards if you like. You can wait till the end because when I'm done reading the cards individually, I'm going to put them together as a full reading. So you can wait for that aspect. Okay. You could also turn around and go, wait a second. I got multiple issues. You do. Write down your issues, write down the situations in your life and give them a number. And there you'll have the answer for each one of your issues. Okay. So that's how we play this today and every Monday morning here on School Through Spirit. Beautiful. Card number 1 is Archaea Virtue. Open your heart. Open your heart. What beautiful illustration there, huh? Very soft, very pastel, but very beautiful. I'm going to look into this a little bit. I have a feeling what this means. I know where it's kind of hitting me, but I want to look and see how the book. Oh, and just so you know, guys, this book does reverse meanings. Reverse meanings. What's reversed? This is upright. Upside down is reverse. So if you get this deck, it does come with reversals. I like that. You don't get a lot of reverses in oracle cards. In tarot cards, reverse is a huge thing. In oracle, not such a huge thing. So I love this. Now these cards today are going to be upright because I just shuffled the deck. We haven't done a lot of spinning around with this deck. And again, it's a brand new one. So we're just going to do with the angel message because she's got angel message, an expanded meaning. She's got reversal card meaning. and rise like an angel, awakening your ascended heart. Oh my God. And then a blessing. So there's a lot in this. So open the angel messages, open your heart to the healing you're ready for. Be real with your feelings and discomfort will fade. Oh my gosh, isn't that creative? I think that's awesome. So if you're looking at card number 1, which is open your heart, it is allowing yourself for healing. Okay. Healing is going to happen when you start to open this, when you start to kind of build within yourself. So this card is saying, open it up, allow healing to come in. That opening does mean, becoming open to what your own reality is, allowing your voice to speak, allowing your ears to hear, but voicing what it is to kind of straighten up relationships, straighten up different things in your life, straightening out your life, whatever that might be. But open your heart to the reality of allowing life to happen and you to be a better person for what you're going through. The next card is Archangel Raphael. Prioritize your health. Prioritize your health. That's cool. What's this one about? The angel message for this one is find the reason why you want to be the healthiest, most vibrant version of you, then watch how your life transforms. And I like this because when we were talking about creation, this card is saying that at the utmost. What is it you want? What is the health? It's telling you it's time for you to start looking at yourself. Look at your health, your physical health, your mental health, your emotional health. What is it that you want it to be? Get that idea of what it is and then allow it to happen. Okay. But first you have to bring in that as a reality. You have to get the reality of what is it that you want first. Okay. So health is card number 2. The next card is Archaea Clarity. Rest, reflect, recharge. What has she got to say? By reclaiming peace within your mind, you reclaim peace within your life. Prioritize rest. I like this because if you pick card number 3, it is time for you to stop, drop, and figure it out. Stop, drop, and figure it out. Why? Because it's time for you to start going, wait a second, I need to make my life a priority. Okay. And when we start making life a priority, good morning, Bill. I love you too, honey. When we start making our life a priority, it starts to go, wait a second, I want to reclaim things. And this is what you're doing. You're starting to reclaim your life. You're starting to reclaim who you are. Okay. And allowing yourself to kind of sit with that, allowing yourself to go, okay, for this week, with whatever the situation is, I need to reclaim stuff back to myself. Okay. You're going to sit with that. How do you want to do that? How is that going to look to you as it comes through and be able to push through to the next? Okay. The 4th card is Archangel Azrael. Endings and beginnings. Endings and beginnings. I love that's probably going to be my favorite card in the whole deck because I know in my head what that means. What is the angel message for this one? It says, just as you have happy endings, you have happy beginnings to embrace the change. This week, whatever is going on, you're looking at it going, oh my God, is this ever going to end? Guess what? It's ending this week. It is done. You are saying it's enough is enough. And whether this is for the good or the bad, however you're looking at it, the ending is a blessing because it is completion. And that also means in the same week, that newness is happening. Something else is happening. Doors are opening. This might be a way of life. This may be people in your life. This might be a job. Who knows? But the situation itself at hand is ending. But again, be happy for that because that opens up the door to many, many blessings to come through that you may not have allowed in before if you did not let that home destruct itself. Okay. Let me see. This card is Source. Return to oneness. Return to oneness. What a gorgeous card is that? Okay. When we're looking at this one, I gotta bring it up for the angel message. It is Recognize your divinity, come home to source. Recognize your divinity, come home to source. And guys, that is literally the last card in the deck also. And when we're looking at this, it is recognizing it's your divinity, which is telling you to come back to yourself, bring everything back to you. You've been allowing things to get out there way too far. You've been allowing other people to make decisions, make changes, make ideas, You've been allowing everybody else to make this life for you, and it's time for you to pull it back in. It's time for you to go, wait a second, I need to reclaim this. I need to bring it back to me. I need to be in charge of me, in charge of my life, because it says bring it back to your divinity. You are the divining soul in this, and you are the creator of everything. So the last card is saying whatever the situation is, and you're going, oh my gosh, I can't figure this out, bring it back here. Don't ask somebody else out there to make the deciding what's happening in life. Don't ask somebody else's opinion on this. Bring it back to here, look at it, ponder it, and bring it back to light for yourself. So card number 1 was open your heart. Card number 2 was prioritize your health. Card number 3 was rest, reflect, recharge. Card number 4 was endings and beginnings. And card number 5 is return to oneness. Now, I struggled with each one of these cards individually. Why? Because in my head, I'm like, oh my God, this is what I'm doing. This is what I've been doing. This looks like it's going to continue. But I like this because literally, if you're like me and you've been struggling over the last few weeks of going, oh my gosh, I have a lot of change going on. These are big changes within yourself. This is literally said, oh my gosh, we finally made it to the end. Why? Because it's telling you this is what now that you've done this all, it's saying this is what you got to do. You have to prioritize yourself. You have to bring stuff into here. Allow the finished healing to happen. Allow yourself to literally tie up loose ends, to complete things so that you can be finished with this and go on to the next. Okay. It is saying, you know what? You don't need to go out to a million different people and go, oh my God, what do I have to? No, come back to here because you are the only person that can end anything and you're the only person that can start things. So it's saying, put yourself as that priority, realize the buck stops here and then move on with life. So hopefully that helps you guys. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, when you guys see me looking down, it's because literally I flipped 2 cards and I wasn't going to pull this card, but as soon as I looked down, I seen the card again and I felt like I had to. So it's been a long time since I brought in a 6th card just to tie it all together. We're going to do it with this one, and it's called the Ancestry. Heal at the root. Heal at the root. Look at the geometry in there. The geometric shapes in the tree of life. I'm going to put that at the top of this. I just felt the need. I had to bring that through. So what does this card mean in the angel? Ancestral patterns are ready to be healed and released. And I like this because when we're looking at ancestral, especially with this card reading, this isn't about, I don't truly believe this is about ancestrals as your mom's mom and things of that nature. I do believe it's you and as within past lives and or lives that are going on continuously, depending on which theory that, whether you go with the linear time of past lives, or if you go with string theory with all of them running simultaneously, it doesn't really matter. But all things are being healed. All things are changing right now. The core of you is changing, which means a dynamic. This is a huge shift. This is a huge mind-blowing shift that's happening right now, guys. This is one of those once in a lifetime, maybe twice in a lifetime things, because literally you're putting all of it together to go, wow, now all of it makes sense. All of it makes sense, and watching yourself kind of shoot into the ethers with that. So there's your card reading. I'm going to tell you, I love these cards. I really do. To me, these are quite magical. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, where are we going this week, guys? Absolutely nowhere. I love this. Why? Because this is a hard week for me. I won't even lie. It is every year, and it has been for now the 5th year in a row. Why? This is my grandson's birthday weekend. Super excited. It's his birthday weekend, which is super awesome. I'm so happy because D. Dawson is going to be 5, which is awesome. But I choose him first, no matter what. Him and my other granddaughter, my granddaughters, and today is my other grandson's birthday. I don't have permission to state his name, and I know you guys are like, another yes, guys, I have 3 grandchildren, but I don't have permission for the first one to be brought up into the public eye, so I'm not going to do that to him. But I'm going to wish him a very happy birthday because he knows who he is. So it is his birthday today, but the other grandson that you guys all know, Dawson, he turns 5 next Monday, which is super awesome. And then this is a weekend where there's so many amazing things happening, and I am not going to be at any of them. So even though I'm not going to be there, I really want people to go out to Rock Island and have their amazing show. You can look all over Rock Island and find that they're having a huge event this Saturday. I have been invited every year, asked to come each year, and obviously until it happens until my grandson's, because his birthday is actually the 7th. So until his birthday party ends up further to the second week, I won't be there, but that's okay. They're going to have an amazing time. So this week I am literally working on websites, and I am working on Tribe 3 material this week. I'm doing my blog this week. Because I'm not going anywhere, I have opened my schedule a little bit further than it normally is to allow for all those readings. Guys, just so you know, I am working on a brick and mortar in my local area, because so many people have requested to do one-on-one readings with me, to do one-on-one life coaching with me, and for me to go back to the healing arts. So I'll be offering healing arts at that point, and it's essentially going to be a school. So it's going to be my place to do my office, and then it's got a separate room, which is my school. So it'll be a school of metaphysical development along with my office. So I'm super excited about that, and hoping to start painting and floors and all that wonderful stuff this week. I'm putting out there it's happening either way, but also working on websites, guys. But again, I will be home here waiting to do readings for you. In the future, what do we have going on? Let me see. The 12th and the 13th, October 12th and 13th. I know it's already September 30th, guys, but you'll be able to start seeing me in Minnesota again, because we go back up to Minnesota, which is super amazing. And just so you guys know, I have October 19th and 20th open. So if anybody wants me that weekend, grab me. I'll tell you what. If you got house party that you're just like, wait a second, I want a house party with either a seance or a metaphysical, like individual readings, gallery, whatever. I got that weekend open, guys. So there you go. But either that, guys, we still have that calendar wide open for everybody. So feel free just to find me at diet.us, because that is where you come to book for your readings, guys. I will be offering more classes soon, because it is that time of year where people want to go, hey, I want to learn again, because it's getting cold and we've done our yard cleanup. So, okay, everybody, you guys have a phenomenal week. I can't wait to see you again next Monday here on School Through Spirit with Diet on the Edge Network. You have a great week. We will see you all very, very soon, guys. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
There are psychic mediums, but there is nothing like Diet. Let's face it, we all struggle time and again. But if you seek the clarity you deserve, then you need to seek Diet. As a master teacher, Diet studied under international psychic medium Lisa Williams. Together, they not only help Diet better tap into spirit, but also build a long-lasting relationship. So many psychics tell us what we want to hear, and that just won't cut it with Diet. She tells you what you need to hear. No sugarcoating here. To book a reading with Diet is simple. Just visit her website, diet.us. That's diet.us. And follow the Yellow Brick Road to connect with Diet. Don't just sit there and ponder those questions. Ask them and let Diet guide you every step of the way. You need insight now, and Diet can help. Just visit diet.us. That's diet.us.